What's up, everybody? Happy Sunday night, happy full moon in June, strawberry moon, and it has been a storm ablaze every day for 2 weeks now. But it's good to, I never skip a full moon, so waiting right now for some clouds to clear. Hoping we'll get a glimpse of it tonight, but either way, I'm gonna go for a little bit, play some tunes. We're gonna jam, talk about the moon, some space. Happy birthday, Justin. What's up there, Mary? What's up, everybody joining? What up, Chow Young Cat? What up, Cincy Camilla? What's up? What's up? Let's see. Chow Young Cat says, greetings, folks. Hiya. Says, hey, I don't usually take photos of Jupiter, but I have recently, and wow, the moons move around quite a bit in 3 days. They do. They actually move around in, tens of minutes. I was looking at some of the footage I took from earlier this month and last month of Jupiter, some really nice, 4K shots, just going through them and going double time or 4 times faster. You can kind of see the moons just disappearing behind Jupiter and then doing this kind of do-si-do as they go around. It's pretty cool. Hey, what up there, Dagger Spells? How's it going? Much love, much love. I am wrecked from all this weather. I don't know if anybody, I'm sure y'all have been feeling it too. Just this, not sadness, but definitely this depression in the weather, and it's kind of affecting. I've been so tired, but I don't know, I got energy for tonight. I'm gonna keep it up, and we're gonna hopefully get a glimpse of the nice full moon tonight. 100% right now. What's up, Carolina? Long time. What's up, Super Must See TV? Hi, hi. What up, what up? What up, everybody? It's been a while. It's been a couple weeks. Not that long, but I've been wanting to go outside. It's just not really been clement at all in terms of the weather. It's really drenched and flooding on my block. What up, Light Moon? How you doing? So I just have it pointed at the only little clear part of the sky right now. And this is just a few stars, I think, in, let's say Sagittarius, but I could be wrong. That's the Ophiuchids, and then Jupiter is hidden definitely behind the clouds. What's up there, Ellie Wing? How are ya? What's up there, Gypsy Moon? Shout out to Miami. Ellie, hope you're doing well. Long time. I'm glad I'm streaming too, Justin. I've been wanting to, like I said, but it's just maybe it's, it was interesting getting all those shots of Jupiter in a row and streaming that many days, and then the storms just moved in and gave me a good break from it, so I tend to kind of ride the weather. I still don't see any lunage, but I'll play some tunage. Let's do some new stuff. Super Messy says we have bad flooding here in the UK. It seems like it's everywhere. It's almost like we're all getting the same kind of patch of crazy weather. I've been writing a lot of new music, which is exciting. I didn't finish the album by this full moon, which was a little bit of my wish, but probably next full moon I'll have the tracks done. I'll play a few new things tonight. Since Camilla says rained all day and now it's cloudy and humid. Yeah, it's crazy humid. So happy you're streaming. Thank you. So happy to receive a warm welcome from y'all. It's gonna be real mellow. Go an hour, maybe 2. And then hopefully as it gets clearer, I'm gonna be streaming the waning moon and some more Jupes, and Saturn's gonna be rising earlier. So I hope the weather kind of gets a little better. Yo, what's up, Mando Salas? Says, Hello from Corona, California. Me and my boys, Jonathan and Nathan, watching you live stream. Awesome, man. Welcome. Well, like I said, it's real cloudy. Usually I have the clearest shot, but I'm gonna wait and let's see what happens. Yo, what's up there, Jim Jones? What did I miss for Super Must See? A bad flooding, right? Yeah, that's crazy. I honestly, there's flooding on my block even. I'm glad there's a lot of drainage, but it's crazy. It's interesting to see the weather patterns in conjunction with all the different space events. I feel like I haven't done solar work in a while, but I feel like the sun is starting to get active, getting back into its solar maximum cycle. All right, I'm gonna take a little peek outside, see where the clouds are doing. I'll be back in a few. Yo, what's up there, Valeria? Nice to see you. Been a while. All right, Cactus Dance coming up, and I'll be back. What's up, everybody? All right, so we got a little moon. It almost looks like the screen is frozen. The clouds are barely moving. What's up, Hadley? And whoever else is joining us. Thanks for hanging out. Looks like we're gonna get a little shot right here, so let's be patient. Cheers to y'all with a little bit of coffee. The last of the coffee for today. All right. That was a little Cactus dance. This is a new one, the start of something called Echoes. Let's all get our minds right and get some clarity on our moon tonight. Alright, we're getting there, we're getting there. I feel it. I feel like we're gonna get the gift of clarity. And when we get the first clear shot, I'm gonna play the newest track. I've been doing some cool things with horn sections, like working on layering different sax and trumpet sounds. So I have this new groove that I'm pretty happy with. I want to play it for you all, but I'm gonna tease the moon. Let's see if the moon wants to get clear and hear the new song. What's up, Lost Brooklyn? Evening to you. So right before the stream, I was reading up a few articles. I was like, let's see what's up with the moon news. And I found this funny article in National Geographic, which is corporate media, but at least, what were they saying? There's an article from September 18th of last year. It says, the moon is electric, especially when it's full. I'm going to read a little excerpt from it, but I thought this was interesting because if the moon's electric, then a lot of science has to change, right? But for some reason, they can write articles about moon being electric, and then all of a sudden, you know, not all of a sudden, but we still remain in antiquated physics, cosmology, which is a shame. What else we got over here? This is going to be a fun track to sing over at some point. Now, let's see. Alright, so it says, the moon is often thought of as a lifeless and inactive place. But a new study reminds us that our pale celestial guardian is more dynamic than it seems from afar. Fresh measurements of its flimsy atmosphere back up the idea that our own lunar companion is surrounded by an electric shell, and that shell seems to gather power when Earth shields it from the fury of the sun during a full moon. So, I want to unpack this for a second, but I do need to adjust some things. So I can see what y'all are saying. Split out this window. Yeah, clouds just rolled in again. You know, I think that's the windowsill actually. So it's rising further and further east, so it immediately kind of got out of view. I'm gonna have to move the scope a bit. But I'll quickly go through that first paragraph. It says, the moon is often thought of as a lifeless and inactive place. And so when you see that kind of take on it, it says the moon is often thought of. By who? Who wrote that? Who thinks of it like that? Because I certainly don't. But a new study reminds us that our pale celestial guardian, again, pale celestial guardian means really nothing. It's just this very poetic, it's a poetic platitude, is more dynamic than it seems from afar. Okay, fine. Fresh measurements of its flimsy atmosphere. There's really no need to imply that the moon has anything flimsy at all. It's this incredible, you know, almost deity in a way. The fact that it exists at all is already really impressive. So when it says fresh measurements of its flimsy atmosphere, it's just a ridiculous adjective. It should just say fresh measurements of its atmosphere. Back up the idea that our lunar companion is surrounded by an electric shell. Now this is really interesting because this is what I've talked about a lot with the way I interpret electric universe and planets and stars, is that they have these shells going over and over and over again, almost like, you know, from the heart as an oscillator, you get these shells around the human body, and these are the magnetic fields that actually store all your thoughts, information, and consciousness, I believe. It's like, I don't know if y'all checked out Eileen McCusick, who does biohealing with tuning forks and such, but she really talks about the kind of shell, or, you know, what sometimes is called the aura, or your vibe, or your energy, or your sphere of influence, for example. So this is kind of this onion skin of magnetic resonance that surrounds from the atomic structures to planetary bodies, and I feel like the interaction between them are transverse waves, like waves that you see on top of the water. And so our shells are almost like 3D versions of those wave patterns, and we interact. And planets and moons interact in the same way with their electric shells. Let's get some more tunage up in here. All right, and then it says, and that shell seems to gather power when Earth shields it from the fury of the sun during a full moon. So this is another way that these science articles are ever so ridiculous, because what is the need to be poetic or in a way like the fury of the sun? I mean, this type of language actually detracts from the granular detail of science writing. You know what I mean? Like, there's some reason. I think it's possible that the writers just want to, sell the article or get their editor to approve their article. However, this type of language is just completely unnecessary, and it just adds to the vagueness of what is already very complicated to understand. So when somebody reads, an electric shell around the moon, and then you read fury of the sun, all of a sudden your mind is in two different directions about what does that even mean, the fury of the sun? That's an arbitrary feeling. Like, fury could be determined in a host of different ways. And this is still the first paragraph. It's so ridiculous. And that shell seems to gather power when Earth shields it from the fury of the sun during a full moon. So really what this whole paragraph is trying to say is that there are measurements of the lunar surface, and apparently it has an electric shell, and it's extra potent during a full moon. Let's see. Oh, look at that. It's getting a little clearer. Sorry, I'm a little distracted. I got 3 different screens going tonight, trying to keep up with all of them, but I'm getting, like, what do they call it? That neck thing, rubbernecking. All right, let's go adjust the camera. We got this move. All right, so I'm going to go through just 2 more small paragraphs, and then I'm going to skip over this article because the heck with National Geo. But it says, in effect, when you gaze at a bright full moon shining in the sky, you are probably seeing the lunar orb at its most electric. Worlds with atmospheres tend to have outer layers known as ionospheres. Material that reaches these extraordinary heights bumps up against the vacuum of space, where starlight and cosmic rays attack it, stripping electrons from atoms and creating a thinly spread shell of electrically charged gas, or plasma. So here, let's just unpack this one as well. So they definitely mention plasma, which is excellent, but also it should be more prominent, because if you're even talking about plasma, then it implies that the moon and Earth have an electrical connection, and therefore you have this opportunity to discuss, electric scarification on Earth and the moon. But it says, material that reaches these extraordinary heights. Again, extraordinary heights is completely unnecessary. It's just the material that reaches the height of the ionosphere bumps up against the vacuum of space. And so if you look into the vacuum of space, for example, you realize that there's a lot of debate around, what is the vacuum? Is it empty? Is it ether? Is it dark energy? And so that's also a bit of a misnomer, or it's just not really explored, and it should really be explained, like, what is the vacuum of space, before continuing. However, okay, let's say this material, which is, I guess, they also should really explain that, but materials, really what they're talking about is solar radiation. And what is solar radiation? That's charged particles, and they call it the solar wind, but it really is charged particles emanating from the sun, traveling along electric currents towards the moon and Earth, and showering us with that radiation and those particles. And those particles themselves, could be conceptual particles. They might not even be real. So, bump up against the vacuum of space where starlight and cosmic rays attack it. Again, attack, is not a word that you really want to use in science. Is there really any need to bring in this idea of violence or anger or rejection or peace or harmony? Like these are arbitrary human concepts that are somehow injected into granular, basic observational physical science, which to me just makes no sense, and why it's there beats me. So anyway, the solar material reaches its ordinary heights, bumps up against the vacuum of space where starlight and cosmic rays attack it, stripping electrons from atoms and creating a thinly spread shell of electrically charged gas or plasma. So essentially, the interaction between the two electric fields of Earth and the Moon and other objects create more plasma, in a way, is what they're saying. And this is completely in line with the electric universe stuff. Hey, what's up there, Jackie? Nice to see you. Just kind of going through this little article from Nat Geo where they literally have a headline that says the moon is electric, most electric during a full moon, and they even talk about plasma interaction between planetary bodies in a way that just makes me feel like, you know, you have this, even in popular science they're talking about it, and yet the implications are so large that we tend to not move forward. We still have a thermodynamic moon and gravity ruling all, but if you have an electric moon, then you have the opportunity to discuss the effects of electrical interaction between planetary bodies. So look at that, we got a little bit of moon from the top. I mean, you know, maybe the language is a holdover from, you know, trying to be really erudite and poetic when you write your articles or write your novels or books. But if you really look at the old stuff, you know, the Tesla stuff or Steinmetz, these guys were poetic, but they were very accurate with their writing. They didn't introduce extraneous adjectives or platitudes to really to the way you know the popular entertainment scientists like Neil deGrasse and Michio Kaku, these guys always try and give you an analogy of something very complicated within the parameter, you know, by giving you a very rudimentary analogy to these complicated notions. But there's nobody online or in popular science who actually treats their audience like adults, who have already gone past these rudimentary analogies, and we need to be talked to in a serious, you know, convincing and accurate way. As I blabber on, we got a moon. Look at that. It looks like a little spooky jack-o'-lantern face, if y'all can see it. Looks like a little mouth, the two eyes looking to the left. Valeria says, can I zoom into the Aitken Basin in the South Pole? I mean, we can zoom into where that's at, but we don't really get to see that, you know, barring certain libration periods where it tilts towards us by a few degrees, but otherwise it's quite difficult to see the Aitken's Basin correctly. I know I was reading some articles about that as well. Finishing up here, so essentially we have Nat Geo, popular science, you know, part of the gatekeepers that block us from moving physics forward, actively, you know, saying that the moon is electric and that plasma occurs between interactions of atmospheres and ionospheres. And just one more thing, which is very fascinating to me, and this is just hypothetical and just a theory, that possibly the lunar waves and the Jupiter wave are the magnetic plasma double sheath layers interacting during certain periods of the moon and Earth. So the moon entering the double sheath of plasma of the Earth's ionosphere, and its magnetic shell actually creating an interaction between the two plasma sheaths, therefore creating what looks like this very fine line as the moon passes through the filament, or the layer. And yeah, that's just a possible thing. It just made me think of the lunar wave and how it's always seemed like this very thin layer, maybe. And yeah, so that's a possible explanation for the lunar wave, the interaction between the two ionospheres of the moon and Earth. Man, I'm talking a lot tonight. I'm all hopped up. I think it's just because it's late and I was getting real tired, and then I hit a whole cup of coffee in almost 2 gulps. So I'm a little wired. Forgive. All right, so zooming in here on the South Pole just for a little bit, you can see kind of I want to say that's the little bit of the expansion rays from the Aitken's Basin. So we do see some of it. This is south of Mare Nectaris and Oceanus Procellarum Basin. Bear with me, I'm going to do one more paragraph from this article. This is the one I wanted to talk about. So it says, despite its extremely low gravitational field, the moon has an incredibly thin type of atmosphere known as an exosphere. So I'm going to just unpack that first sentence, which is, despite its extremely low gravitational field, the moon has an incredibly thin, it's these descriptors that are so intense, which it really should just be, despite its low gravitational field, the moon has a thin type of atmosphere known as an exosphere. You don't need extremely low, and you don't need incredibly thin. It's almost this, because if you somehow allowed for the opportunity for the moon's ionosphere to be dramatic, then somehow you're doing something wrong. So that's why I think those adjectives are used to really, to hammer home that it's really, it's an immeasurable atmosphere. It's really so tiny. It's insignificant. It's ridiculous. But in fact, it's quite important if the moon has any type of atmosphere at all. That's in my opinion. Hey, let me know what you think about my lunar wave hypothesis. Like 20, 30 lunar waves have happened. So think about it like this: when a full moon actually, they're not all on full moons, though that's the issue, but I feel like no matter what, you have the moon going through the Earth's orbit, or the Earth's, extended ionosphere. And so the two magnetic shells interacting really could be that, and it could be a very simple explanation. Yo, what's up, Carolina Sky Astronomy? How you doing? How's the skies by you? I know it's been pretty rough on the East Coast. Alright, I was jamming that. Yeah, let me finish up this article. So it has an exosphere. Okay, fine. It says it's fueled by tiny gaseous pulses, interestingly enough, at the surface, powered by radioactive decay, atoms blasted upwards by micrometeorite impacts and solar wind, and even lunar dust that's potentially levitated by electrostatic forces. So I'm just going to go through this last one. So we're talking about the moon's gravitational field. It says, despite a low gravitational field, the moon has an incredibly thin atmosphere called an exosphere. Fine. It's fueled by tiny gaseous pulses. So this is interesting, like what's causing a pulse, At the surface, powered by radioactive decay. So you have some sort of elemental decay occurring on the surface of the moon that's creating tiny gaseous pulses. In addition, it says atoms blasted upward. So just atoms, like any type of atom, I guess, it's very general, blasted upward by micrometeorite impacts and solar wind. So this kind of is lumping two things together. So micrometeorite impact is one thing, because that has nothing really to do with solar wind or solar radiation. Look at that, got a little bit of Lunar, and that cloud cutting it. Come on, clarity. All right. So radioactive decay is one thing, atoms blasted upward by micrometeorite impacts and solar wind. So that's interesting. So they're saying that the solar wind is coming at it so powerfully that it's actually blasting off parts of the surface, right? And then even lunar dust that's potentially levitated by electrostatic forces. So I've read about this in the past, and wait, where'd I go? Where'd you go? Yeah, I lost the music there for a second. I'm doing good, man. Anyway, I got a little hopped up on this article just because it's like so much bullshit in it. And yet it's really fascinating because they're talking about plasma and the moon, which is really, I think, one of my biggest interests. All right, I'm gonna play some new jams for a second while I take a breather. I've decided to kind of get up every few minutes or so because I get like really nested into this chair and then I go all like zoned out. All right, here's a new one called, it's called Why Am I? I might have played a demo of this earlier, but this is a little bit further along. What's up everybody? It's clear, amazing. Just topped all the clouds. We got a nice sharp full moon. As always, patience pays. What up there, Tom? What's up there, weird guy? I'll check that video out, faux show. Grown to Like You, this song's new. it'll grow to like you. Working on that one. Just getting up here in the cold. Did you hear me? I was on top of the moon, getting up there all night, so faint blue. Do I play some blues? I sure do. I'm doing a lot of songwriting lately, but I kind of definitely have my blues roots in my playing. I've been trying to shift out of some of that old pentatonic playing, that's for sure, but never can get away from the blues. That's what powers everything. Yeah, I'll put on some, well, backing track and jam over that. Or I got this drone, or here's one. Jam in F sharp. Yes, I wish I could show you guys Jupiter, but it is too cloudy. It is a little bit to the right and east of the moon tonight. Carolina, I'm playing an LTD, which is essentially like an ESP knockoff and but it's a pretty nice neck. Got twin hums, Seymour Duncans. That's a little droney thing in a sharp. Just warming up here a bit. All right, looks like it might be clear enough to spot some jupes real quick. Let's see if I can get it. New song coming up right here. This one is really fresh. Little electro beat. Let's do it. It's called Repeat Parties. Hey, thanks, Carolina. Appreciate it. I tried for some Jupiter and got all these cool pink and fluffy clouds, but it's right above my windowsill. I can see it, but scope is not wanting to slew that far east. I've been thinking about setting up in the backyard for the next couple of weeks, so I might do that so I can stream a little bit later and capture things further south. Yeah, that's what I meant, not east. Further south. I'm gonna shut up and let this one play. This is called Active Refraction. It's a new demo. Alright. I don't know, clouds are kind of playing with us tonight, but still, better than nothing. Again, for those just joining, I tried to show Jupiter. I really thought I'd have it, but unfortunately it's gone past the window at this point. So we'll have to settle for this incredible moon. 99.9 illuminated, full moon. I feel like it'll get more and more full towards like the 3 a.m., 4 a.m. slot, and then start waning after that. So we're catching it at a pretty good time. This is a little work in progress. Smoke and fire. So it's definitely starting to move past my window at this point, so I'm going to keep riding with it as long as I can. Mary says Luna's at 10 a.m. sky here that's looking south. Yeah, it's moving really fast south, so least amount of visibility for me. But I'll try again tomorrow. It'll be a little bit less than full, but maybe Jupiter will be available.
Take off with you.
Thanks, Joey. Appreciate that, bro. Just trying to keep a clear shot tonight. Yo, what's up, Ant? Good to see you. Thank you. Just starting to wind down over here, like I said, losing the moon view. But we got some nice shots tonight. I appreciate everybody coming through. Little light of the moon. Yeah, thanks for all the kind words, y'all. As always, quick reminder, check out links in the description. Anybody who's new, hit the subscribe button if you want to see when I go live. And check out the Electric Universe. Moving closer and closer towards a new astrophysics paradigm. This is just what we want. You know, this is the only way to make it happen. A little bit of intention, and then having, you know, being able to discern bullshit from real science and demanding better science. So I'm gonna start signing off here. I might actually get a little tired too. So I hope you all have a great week. And maybe I'll catch you all tomorrow, the day after, for some Jupes, some Saturn. So if y'all are catching this tomorrow or today, it's a vision speaking to you from the past into the future. And shout outs to Mark Rowe, left me a nice comment. Sorry, I've been trying to stream whenever I can, my man. Hope to catch you on the next one. And Miguel, if you see this, all the regulars who weren't here tonight, happy full moon. Yo, what up there, Easy E? Easy. Just about winding down here, like I said, but thanks for stopping by. I'm a little bit early on saying I'm out. I guess we got like 10 more minutes or so of the moon, so I'm gonna take advantage of that. A little early. Just gonna maybe do a quick zoom shot here. We'll hang out north, check out Mare Crisium. Got Mare Marginis to the right, Mare Undarum, Proclus, the bright spot to the left of Mare Crisium, leading into Sea of Serenity and Sea of Tranquility. Pretty decent shot, so I'm gonna linger here for a while. For a few. Yeah, sorry Ellie. Let's hang out a bit longer if y'all want. I had a bunch of articles pulled up that I was going to talk about, and then I realized I was kind of droning on and on about other people's science, but in fact we're just here to enjoy the moon tonight. Let me know if you want me to talk about any of those things, but otherwise, maybe the clouds are rushing me off stage. Let's see. Yo, what's up, Genghis Khan? Yeah, sorry for the fake out. Come on, I feel like the battery's dying in this little controller. Got a few more minutes with the moon. You can see the top right, that's the window. So I'm gonna scoot it over to the left so I can see as much as possible. Bit of Mare Imbrium over here, Plato Crater, Apennine Mountain Range. Bit of Aristarchus, Copernicus. Swinging by Tycho Crater right here, just visible enough. Oh crap, Mary, you got a scorpion? That's crazy. Glad you're okay. Oh, also, I hope the scorpion's okay, because they don't really mean to do anything. Oh, this morning. Oh, damn. Well, I hope you're both okay. It's crazy you get scorpions often. I don't know if y'all can hear my chair squeaking, but it's squeaking up a storm tonight. All right. This is our outro. Thanks again, everybody. Joey, appreciate that so much. Hopefully I'll do a longer stream tomorrow or the day after. Send out to more people. Cheers, like I said to everybody. Mary, thank you. Joey, Genghis Khan, Light Moon, Easy, Ellie, Anthony, Tom, Dagger Spells, Jackie, Cincy Camilo, Carolina Sky Astronomy, and then also Carolina and Valeria, and Weird Guy, and Justin, and that's all I got. Justin, happy birthday. Rolling out of here. Yo, Fantasy Ecstasy. Better late than never, my man. Like I just said, I'm winding down here. I lived another life. Try to justify the position, but I need difference to myself. That's a life, just the life for you. I want to complain, but I couldn't tell. Moonlight, just when I thought I left home 17, couldn't tell you I was living a dream. What could I do while I played the field? Totally out of key. No. How could I prove the hidden yield without the news to fear? My heart was cool and left no residue. Catch me if you fall, catch me when you're low. The moon goes high enough, like love you used to know. Catch me if you fall, catch me when you're low. It's a simulation. Wake up in solitary. Wake up, it's imaginary. Man, don't you know your life is worth more than this? Oh, catch me if you fall, catch me when you're low. The moon goes high and up, like friends you used to know. Oh, catch me if you fall, catch me when you're low. Simulation. Catch me if you fall, and catch me when you're low. Hot damn, it's like humid. I'm like struggling to breathe. Maybe it's just late and I smoked too much. All right, everybody. That's it for me. Just it for me tonight. Take us out on the special. I'll catch y'all real soon.